Hey there, boys and girls. Today we're going to be taking King Aldor Rain over to the Scorn of the Fallen Icebird, see how he does there. We need to evoke an Esper 2 times more, deal lightning damage, and defeat the 2 glacial sculptures with a limit burst. I'll go over how to do that when we get to it. Let's see, I changed the comp up a little bit from my initial team that I took when I used Elena for this. I still think Elena's a little bit better for this fight, but Rain works just fine. We're going instead of having like 2 tanks, we're going to let Sieghart do all the work himself this time. He's got resistance to ice, water, and wind, and we will be buffing those elements. Fina's here, again, to do some buffs, some Shining Cheer, you know, Fina things. Myra, you probably don't need Myra for this. I do like her Fire, Imperil, and Defense and Spirit Break that she does for killing the ads. You could kind of tweak this comp however you need to get it done for you. We're taking Nicole. Now, I do feel like he's really important if you're not taking Charlotte, because he's got that mitigation, latent ability. It's really important. This is my Rain. He's got 20% ice, 40 water, 120 wind. It's a little on the short side. You could increase your survivability and go a little bit slower with it and get the wind just fine. And my friend Duncanstein's set up pretty much the same way. He's got a little bit better resist than I do. Got Rain's STMR, but that's no big deal. Give it a go. We still got the really nasty preemptive to deal with. It can inflict status elements to you. The boss is going to buff himself. We make sure to dispel that buff. I actually forgot how to do this fight when I was working on it the other day. Forgot to dispel that buff and promptly got wrecked by the thing. Alright. First things first, let's get Fina. Go ahead and use a heal and dispel. We'll get Rain. Use a triple cast. We'll do Soul Blood, Awakening, and a Lightning. That way we get the Lightning part of the missions out of the way. And the boss is naturally weak to Lightning. Let that dispel go off. Make sure you got the boss targeted. You don't want to hit the little ads. You can help it. Start that chain off. We'll get Sieghart physical cover. Myra. We'll do her intro buff. And album cover. This boss can break your defensive stats, so you got to make sure to protect yourself that way. We'll get Nicole to do his resist buff. Nicole's fully awakened and his latent. That way we have some mitigation going into this. Depending on how the boss targets you, you know, you still could take quite a bit of damage from the magic attacks that he does. Yeah, so he went in on our Rains right there. Okay, we're set up to do our burst. First, we're going to get Fina to remove that disease so we get, you know, as much damage as we can on the boss. We'll do a Divine Veil for the resist and a Prime Heal. That should remove the disease. Excellent. We'll get our Rains. We'll send those off. See what kind of damage we get. I would like to be under 70% to skip, you know, a threshold, but you don't have to do that. Basically, if you wind up ahead of 70%, you're going to have to do some, like, you know, the boss is going to be immune for a few more turns. Again, it's not a really big deal. Let's check our limit burst bars out. Like, my Rain's a little short. Duncanstein's is a little bit ahead of mine. Let's see if we can jump those up a little bit and try to limit burst again next turn. Might get it with Fina. Oh no. We have an Esper available. If we want to summon that for the mission parameters, we'll get Sieghart to just use his cover. I guess I'll go ahead and summon the Esper. That way I don't forget. We need to summon 2 of them. So when you push the threshold, he busts his attack and magic. He's going to do some gnarly attacks. Gotta make sure to take care of that. Alright, now right here, you know, we're got to wait out this mitigation. We got to wait on the little ads to spawn. So, you know, it's gonna be a minute. I do want to get some more damage into him. Let's use a heal and a dispel because the boss buff yourself. And with this Fina, I think Shining Cheer would probably get us there. We'll do a resist and a Shining Cheer. Let's see if it fills up. Excellent. Alrighty, we'll just put some damage onto the boss. We want to keep him above 50%. That mitigation, you know, it's pretty strong. I probably could have broke the boss with Siegheart and got a little bit more damage on him, but I didn't feel like it was necessary. Let's check our general mitigation. Our cover's good. We got one more turn of general mitigation, so we'll just go ahead and cover again. We'll just let Nicole punch. I should have refreshed my buffs, but okay. So he does the Frozen Hurricane. He should spawn some ads this time. In order to spawn the two big ads, you have to let 2 ads up top and 2 ads down below spawn, and then you push the boss below 50. And like I said, he's got 2 turns of mitigation, and you saw like Rain's Limit Burst didn't do a whole lot to him there. And another thing I want to wait for is this Complete Awakening cooldown. So we're just going to play the waiting game with Rain. I'll have mine, since it's got a little bit more hit points than Dungenstein's, use Energy Wall. Or I guess it's not Energy Wall, that's on Awaken Rain. We'll have him do his Barrier. There you go, you call it something generic, you'll get it right every time. We'll do a Resist buff. We'll get Siegheart to use his Limit Burst for the mitigation. Fina don't have a whole lot going on, we'll just do a Divine Veil and a Shining Cheer. And we'll get Myra to do some buffs. Refresh that album cover. I also want to switch over to doing fire damage and not lightning damage, even though the boss is weak to lightning. When he's below 50%, he retaliates to being hit with lightning, and we're just going to avoid that so we can take less damage, basically. Alrighty, and like I said, we're waiting. The way I like to do it is I like to wait on this Complete Awakening. So, you know, this is going to be a little dull right here. I'm going to do a lot of repeating and hanging on. Get Fina to do that. Let's do an outro. Album cover. Get Nicole to do the same thing again. This should be the last turn of mitigation that he has. I could work the boss down close to 50%, but I'm comfortable with the fact that I'll be able to push him below 50 with my attacks, so I'm not going to do that. There's the second set of ads that we need. Should have one turn on this. Yep. So let's defend again. This. Get Myra to buff us up. Intro. Oh, we don't need audition. Get out. The more ads it's in play, like the more you're going to get nuked by them. So, you know, that's why having maybe a little bit more resistance would be good. Like I said, damage isn't your problem here. Probably have to refresh our mitigation after this turn. That's wind, that's good. We've got lots of wind resist. Gotta go back to ice next turn. And we should have our Complete Awakening. Okay, it's up. Okay, great. See how we don't have this triple cast? That's what I want to get. We'll do Complete Awakening. We'll do a fire. Do Complete Awakening and a fire. I don't really want to chain these like too perfect because I don't want to do too much damage to the boss. It's a very weak move, but still I'd rather be safe than sorry. Like, what if you're at 51%? That would have pushed you. You don't want to do that. Let's see here. We need general mitigation. We'll do that with Nicole. Oh, buttons. Resist buff. General mitigation. We'll have Fina do her Divine Veil and Shining Cheer. Siegheart will just cover. Myra will use Interlude. And an album cover. This is probably going to be the most dangerous turn in the fight, I'd say. We're going to take like 3 ice attacks. Ice is our weakest resistance. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Alright, cool. Let's make sure we got the boss targeted, and with our Rains, this is kind of specific what we want to do here. We want to get Triple Saber, we want to do Soul Blood, we want to use Royal Saber. King Saber is an AoE. I did that before and accidentally killed all my ads. Don't do that. Soul Blood, Royal Saber, and Extra Saber. And all we're trying to do here is push the boss below 50. Excellent. Okay, now the big ads will spawn since we pushed the boss below 50 with the little ads alive, which is good. That's what we want. Do us another cover. Yeah, higher to do. I want to double cast. Main verse. Album cover. Let's get in the cold to use Iceberg. E regeneration. Yeah, we got plenty of hit points from that. And at any point, if you're feeling kind of nervous about, you know, surviving these turns, like Fina's got her limit burst, she can entrust it, she can, you know, do lots of things with it. I like to make sure I got those resist buffs from her. Really, all she's buffing is wind, because Nicole's got the other two under control. Now we got our big ad spawned. We pushed below 50. The boss is going to buff itself. A full stat buff, so we definitely got to remove that. Gonna do some water attacks. Get Fina to remove those buffs. Cast heal. And a dispel. Seaguard got kind of rocked that turn. With Myra, I want to do an outro and a piercing voice. That's going to get a defense break and a fire. Imperil on all the ads and all the bosses. Let that go through. We'll chain Rain's limit burst off. This will definitely take care of the ads. Should get the boss pretty close. Or we'll just kill the boss. Well, okay. Man, Rain's so good. I love using him. He's so fun to use too. Yeah, there you go. I don't believe I got that second Esper off, so maybe dial it back just a notch. Kind of went, I guess, a little overboard with our damage. We easily could have filled the bar and took another turn to do it, or imperfect chained and then killed the boss on the next turn or something like that. But anyways, there's Rain versus Glacial. Hope you guys liked the video. Have a good rest of the week. If you're pulling on Terra, what is it, Thursday? Good luck to you. I know a lot of people are super hyped for her. I'm not going to be pulling for her myself, but definitely I hope she gets some good buffs. I hope she's good for the people that really want her. I do want her, but not enough to pull for her. Have a good rest of the week. Toodaloo.